What's up, YouTube? I'm going to give a quick kind of run through of how my first ever group break went that I did not too long ago. I know before I started, I was kind of looking around for advice and things for people thinking about running one for the first time. So, in case this is helpful or interesting to anybody else thinking about it, um, I I kind of had the itch to do one for a long time, and but only for this very specific niche of cards that I love the most, O-Pee-Chee hockey cards that are kind of lower end relatively. And I guess at first I saw that as a drawback because I didn't think that's what people who participate in group breaks were interested in. But the plus is that the upfront cost risk is therefore less. And also, I love the cards, so it's kind of like, well, it's worth a shot, even if they don't sell. It's cards I like to collect anyway. Um, and I was careful to not spend more than I was okay with losing, basically, for my first break. Um, just for me, I knew I wanted to do pick your team spots, and I wanted there to be guaranteed cards. Um, and I mean, the base cards are a big part of O-Pee-Chee, so I included base, which meant I wasn't a big reach to guarantee cards because I ended up buying 7 boxes for the break. And let's see, where was I? Um, so yeah, I ended up spending right around $202 on 7 boxes, 3 different kinds of boxes, 2 hobbies from one year, 2 hobbies from another year, and 3 retail boxes. Said doubles would not be included, mostly to keep my shipping charges down as much as I could. But I I put a lot of time and effort into the eBay listings themselves. I think it's important to be super detailed and try to cover all the different situations that might come up, any different kinds of cards and how they'll be handled and things like that. So I tried to make really good eBay listings. And so, like I said, I spent $202 on the boxes. There's 30 teams in the NHL for the years that I had cards, which works out to what? Wrote it down somewhere. Would have been, I think it was, okay, here's it. It would have been $6.73 per team is what I spent. And but because this was my first break and I was really more interested in trying to entice people to participate than I was trying to make money, I started each team spot auction at only $3.99 US. All the numbers I'm throwing out are US dollars. Um, and and then plus shipping, and I tried to keep my shipping right at about what I thought postage would be, or even a little bit less, just because, like I said, I wanted to keep the cost down as much as I could for my first one, especially. And I got a couple bids pretty quick after the auctions went up, so I was happy right away. I was like, "Oh, this is a success. I'm not going to just be opening up the cards for myself." So that was cool. And then, as the auctions ended, the break actually filled up, which shocked me, but was exciting. That maybe there is other people interested in taking part in a break like this. If you don't know O-Pee-Chee, that's the focus is not on very many big hits. Like there's very long shot at autographs some years and not all years. Same thing for jersey cards. So yeah, that's why I didn't know what to expect as far as people wanting to take part. So the I'd say most of the teams went at $3.99. Some of them did get bid up more. I think one went as high as $20. But I ended up taking in $146. Well, the auctions combined added up to $146, and then the shipping I charged was only $66. One guy bought 17 spots in the break, so his shipping was relatively really low for per team. But So like I said, I opened up 7 boxes of cards. So, well, it's first, I guess I want to talk about, since I'd never done live streaming before, if you're not already down with all of that business, that was kind of a lot to figure out, for me anyway. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't allow you to use a mobile device to live stream unless you have 1,000 subscribers on your channel. So it was a matter of trying to figure out if I was gonna buy a webcam and what webcam. Ended up finding this app called Epic Cam or Epoch Cam, EPOC, that has a program for a computer, an app for your phone, and it is able to use your phone to stream to the program on your computer that can then then I fed that into a program called OBS, which stands for Open Source Broadcasting Software. That OBS is pretty slick for broadcasting live on YouTube, and that's free. So I ended up going with that. Wasn't super thrilled or confident in that tech setup, but I was trying to keep my costs down as much as I could. But that's all stuff you've got to figure out if you're a first timer. And the break itself was super fun. There's maybe a little bit too many cards. I opened up 1,700 cards out of those 7 boxes, and I don't know how many packs, tons of packs. I don't know. Like, there was 3 boxes of 1-year retail cards, and if I did it again, I would have left out one of those. It just got a little bit long, and the double started piling up a little bit more on that 3rd box too. I was like 2 hours into the break, and everything was going great, and then all of a sudden my computer crashed, and I still don't know exactly why, but that was a real bummer. I felt terrible about that, and it just was having a terrible time restarting, so I didn't feel like I could get the stream back up quick enough. So I ended up just recording a non-live video to my phone of the bit that I had left, which thankfully wasn't very much, and uploading that video to my channel as quick as I could and kind of explaining. So that was a bummer, and I don't know, makes me wish I had a bunch of money to sink into getting a great tech setup, but I don't know, I might give in and get a better webcam for next time, but we'll see. So then once the break is done, you've got all the sorting and packing to do, obviously, and going in, that's, well, at least with a break this big, it's going to be a lot of work, and I knew that going in, but still you're doing it. It's like, man, this is a lot of work. Let's see. So out of those 1,700 cards, each team ended up with an average of 43 unique cards getting shipped out to them. Anywhere between 32 and 57 was the low and the high end of what the teams got out of the break. So it's like a decent stack of cards to ship. My postage, I ended up spending $76 on postage after I charged $66 in shipping. So I don't know, like I said, I was just trying to keep everything down for the buyers on my first one, so that was okay. And then you got to think about the expense of maybe some card supplies to protect them, or bubble mailers, or whatever you need. Luckily, I'd kind of hoarded enough bubble mailers that have come into me that I didn't have to buy anything new in that regard. I did buy some, like, team set cases like this to put the cards in, and so I ended up spending almost $10 just on these things, so that was an extra packing or shipping expense. I kind of custom sized a hard piece of cardboard for each one and then put that in the bubble mailer, and gotten good feedback, so it sounds like they shipped pretty well. So as far as all the totals for what I spent on the boxes and postage and some supplies, and I guess that's everything, it was $287 out of my pocket for all of that. Like I said, the auctions brought in 146, and then plus 66 in shipping. That brought in $212. But then eBay takes 10%, PayPal ended up taking 9%. So after that, what I actually took in was $172 almost. And you add all that up, and I spent or lost $115.58 on the break. And I kept a stack of maybe 400, mostly base cards that were doubles that didn't go out. So I was fine with that for my first break. I really had no expectation of covering my costs or anything. I wanted to have the experience, and also it kind of lets, like now I have some feedback on eBay saying good break or fun new breaker and things like that, which I think will be very helpful as I do more group breaks on eBay. So I don't know, the perspective going in that worked for me was I'm okay with losing some money, just kind of for the fun and have the experience and such. And so it was a lot of work for several days or more, really. But then a couple days after they were out the door, I was already kind of having the itch to try again, to do another one, to try again. So I have decided I'm going to do a second one. It's going to go down on March 11th, 2020, right here on this YouTube channel. And it's going to be 4 boxes this time, all O-Pee-Chee again. 1 box of 1920 Hobby, 1 box of 1516 Hobby, 1 box of 1718 Hobby, and 1 box of 1819 Hobby. So no doubles to worry about this time. Still guaranteed cards for every team for sure. I'm going to start the auctions a little bit higher this time. I've kind of worked out that each team I'm going to need to start the auctions at an average of about $750. That's kind of the break-even cost for me per team. So we'll see. Still not breaking the bank, hopefully. So I'll test it again to see what interest there is out there in a break like this. But I was encouraged from the first one, and it was lots of fun. If anybody has any questions or advice or requests for advice or anything, how it went for me, I'd be happy to, I'll keep an eye on the comments and can respond there or whatever. But thanks for watching. Thanks for those that participated in the break. I was really grateful. And peace.